Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be a weekly reading for the week of the 13th through to the 20th of February. We're still in Aquarius season, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at how this reading is affected by the elements on the Astroflower and see how we can clarify that. That's going to be part one. There is going to be a part two of this video, which will be linked in the comments below, and where we will be clarifying with the travel pack. So let's just see what's going on here for you at the moment, Scorpio. I hope it's been a great week since I last saw you last week. It seems to have been productive by the looks of things. You seem to have got certain things going on. And okay, so yeah, it's definitely built up a lot within you. Let me just move these cards out of the way. So this is petal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. Let's see how it is. If you need a link to your Astroflower model so you can see your elements and your qualities, it should be linked in the description below. Go and see that, and it will help you to understand when we're talking about all the different elements and qualities that goes through you. I'm going to start on the spiritual sort of side this time. We have obviously Valentine's Day coming up, so that could well have something to do with it. Let me just make sure I've got them all in view. We're going to start on the spiritual front. The universe is trying to encourage you to go on a journey here. At the base of Scorpio, sorry, I do apologise. End up doing a lot of different signs. You've got that fixed air that's going through, and we're going through Aquarius at the moment, which is also fixed air. So basically, you should be in a position, and this coming week, where yes, the universe is trying to encourage you to go on the path, but you should be very clear in your mind of where you should be going. And on your karmic path, on the spiritual side, you have the King of Swords. Sorry. Now, the King of Swords has made it up to the mountain. It's a little bit like the Hermit card. It's very similar. It's been through understanding that the King has got to the top of the mountain, but at the same time, you know, he's got the wind behind him at his back. So through his understanding and through his journey, the universe is trying to help to push him on and push him forward, which you will be doing in this coming week. So you'll be able to put in place through precise thought and judgment about what's been going on over the last week or so into this coming week. On here you have cardinal air going up at the top with cardinal water coming down into you. So if you put out a clear message, Scorpio, you will get clear emotions back. That's what it's sort of saying here. And, you know, you will be able to be very just with yourself. It's all about, the King of Swords is a little bit about sort of rules and regulations and justice and stuff like that. But also you can see far and wide with all those animals that are flying around. You'll be able to see a long way forward. And it's probably just as well because of this journey that the universe is trying to encourage you to embark upon. And it should be quite passionate. It might be that you find love this week. I'm not sure it is, but certainly starting the journey. So it might be accepting that invitation to go to that meal rather than sort of saying, oh no, I don't know if I should go. Go, do it. You may not meet your love, but you might meet someone who knows someone who ends up being your sort of love. Or if your partner sort of says, you know, I'd like to do this or experience this in our lives, then, you know, as long as you've got that clear thinking within yourself, you will get then the emotions that come back off that decision to actually start your journey and go forward on your journey. Also, at the same time, just above there this is where I think there's a decision to be made at the beginning of the week. No, not a decision, but more a case of the start of the journey. You may not be able to see right to the end, but it is the start of the journey, and the emotional and spiritual path. And that's that with that birth, death and rebirth card, which is just above it. So your guides are trying to sort of close off a section in your life in the past so you can start anew. And they're also in the top section there is judgment. Judgment is a finality of it all. So they're sort of saying what is done is done. It is what it is. Take the understanding of that judgment and apply it in your life. And if you go through to the finality or the outcome, you've got the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is all about sort of marriage, celebration, going through a portal. It's starting a new journey and stuff. Well, not starting a new journey, but actually going to a place where you can move on from that journey. And it is, like, as I say, a card of marriage and stuff like that. But it's come from that clear thinking, which you can have around you, Scorpio. So there is definitely a journey to be had. Looking at your elements in your path, you do have that cardinal earth coming through you at the moment over here, and this could be where the universe is maybe bringing you to the point of that death and rebirth, where you can say, okay, that is done and dusted because I've got new stuff coming into my life, new experiences coming into my life, my spiritual life or my emotional life. Therefore, I need space for that emotional, that new journey. And it's the universe that is encouraging it and provoking it. It really is pushing you to actually sort of, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago that I did your reading, and I was sort of saying, just get out there and have fun, just try it. You've got nothing to lose this week. There's no gambling here. You've really got nothing to lose. And I think that's a result of all of that thing from 2 weeks ago. And it's the universe is now sort of knowing what you want, therefore it's providing what you want. Yeah. So it's got to be said, over this past week, we've had filament energies. We've had a few solar flares, and you will understand this if you go onto Cymatic TV, our sister channel, linked in the description below. We've had filament energy, which is all to do with water, which is you guys, well, certainly in your top section. And it would have reinstated ideas that you would have had emotionally about the world around you, but also at the same time, it would have softened other things that you were not so sure about. And it allow you to see things a little bit clearer. And I think that's what that judgment card and that new journey is all about. We have had a corona hole coming through, which I talked about earlier on, which is happening there. There hasn't been a major lull in the Earth's magnetic field, so we don't get too much in the way of cosmic rays coming through. So you shouldn't have been that troubled mentally. Your job and stuff like that must be pretty straightforward and stationary coming out in the near future, as you've got that cardinal air that goes through you. You've also got that mutable earth that comes through on your physical path. So let's go on to the physical path and let's see what's going on. The universe is trying to provide a learning process, which is the Page of Wands, very childish, very, not childish, but, very enthusiastic, very passionate, explosive, kind of wants to try all lots of different things and stuff like that. And that's what the universe is still trying to encourage you to do. Your karmic path is obviously to learn very quickly about what those things that are coming into your life could actually provide for you, and what is actually worth anything to you and what isn't. So there's a little bit of sifting and sorting things out, and once you know what you've got in you for your job, this is all to do with your job, your business, acquisitions and stuff like that. Once you know what you've got to spend in your life in the way of pentacles, you could really put it out in a way where you could provide for yourselves by investing in the future, but shrewdly and wisely. That's what it seems to be. So the universe is maybe saying to you on this front, it's worth a little bit of a gamble, but don't risk too much. at the moment, but it is asking you to be a little bit more invested in your physical path, your physical emotional, your physical karmic path at the moment. With this, because she is going into town, she's going to spend those pentacles, and she's got her worth within her, and it is that experience of trying new things, which to see what you want to put your pentacles into. And that is your karmic path this week, your moment of sort of saying, I've been doing this job, do I want to continue doing it, do I want to go for promotion and stuff like that? Is it worthwhile me investing in pushing for a promotion? Or is it a good time to start the business? Is it a good time to invest in my business and stuff like that? It probably is, because just above that, you have that community work card. You can do very good work. You're right at the top there because it's an earth card. That's why he's dressed in green. And these two are pretty much similar underneath. And they've invested their time and effort, and they've done good work. And that's why you've got the green pentacle at the bottom. And it's you've invested your time and you've done good hard work, and the thing is that hard work should be associated with other people. What is just above there is that point there, that Seven of Swords. Now the Seven of Swords is all about lying, cheating, scheming, as they say, but also at the same time it's someone who's very shrewd and calculative. So it comes back to that Four of Pentacles, where if you're wise with your money, you will then be able to avoid any complications in life, or any people trying to take you down, as it were. But also, in traditional packs, it's he's the Seven of Swords. He's taking swords away from an army that's supposed to be an invading, apparently. And so that's that shrewd aspect of it all. So it's a case of, I'm not going to invest in that, which will take the wins out of sales of other people. And I think your guides here, by the end of the week, it will ask you to be a little bit shrewd of how you've made those decisions for that coming path and how you can apply it in your life. So it's asking you to be wise of how you do that. You have that, as I say, that cardinal air coming out. So you will be able to put your mental out there, ask lots of questions in the physical world, according to your job and your business and etc. Ask a lot of sort of questions, but you do have the mutable earth and mutable fire underneath this section here, which is sort of like trying things out and repositioning your passions and stuff like that. But it certainly looks like on the physical front, on the job, the business and stuff like that, it looks very solid. It looks very progressive, but definitely moving up to a section by the end of the week that you would have accepted an offer, or you would have accepted a job offer, or accepted a loan to start that business, or signing up to a YouTube channel, or starting something that actually progresses and opens up a lot for you in your life. Because in the center of you at the moment, it's a case of you're sort of dreaming on, and you're sort of you've got a lot of belief in yourself. With that Page of Cups, sometimes it can be a little bit sort of not really paying attention to what's going on, because you haven't got your feet on the ground, as it were. You're stuck in the sky, and you could be dreaming a little bit too much. If you are dreaming a little bit too much, then you could get yourself a little bit entangled with people around you that may cause you sort of problems. But at the base of this petal, of petal 6, you've got that cardinal water that comes into that emotion that's been fed in through justice and the new path of death and rebirth, which will make that mutable earth on the other side give you a very constructive base, emotional and physical constructive base, to actually plant your feet down. And then you can come into that crossing point where you're going to have those emotions and that mental and passionate stimulation that is under the surface all the time with Scorpio. So in this coming week, what you will probably be looking for, the best thing for you, and if you go over to Cymatic TV, we will be doing regular updates this week. The best thing we're probably looking for you this week is probably corona holes. That'll probably suit you best, and it will help to play these layout a lot better for you during the week. The other section could be filament energies, which will help to sort of smooth over those emotions. So that's something definitely to be looking out for. And when it comes through, when it kicks off in the coming week, you will be able to tie it into the rest of the things that's going on in your life. So there you go. That was part one, Scorpio. I hope you did enjoy it. You should subscribe and click that bell so then you get notifications for any future sort of stuff. But most of all, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.